Good evening, members. Thank you. I confirm Martin is on call. Martin is on call. I'm just trying to get the interpreter on call. That's why I've delayed a little bit. But he is just 1 minute away. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think let's start while we get the interpreter. While he logs in, I will just start with a brief introduction of Martin. I know we've had him before, but hey, reintroducing him creates no harm. So Martin is a business team lead at Look Tours Limited, a member of the CK Holding Group, an enterprise that delivers transportation and logistics solutions, as well as enterprise and human capital development solutions. Martin also supports Seoul Energy Uganda and at Total Energies Exploration Uganda on staff engagement and diversity coordination in the entities. Martin possesses a wealth of experience in business development and strategic partnerships management, human capital development, communications, public relations, health and safety and assessments, and he is also a strong disability inclusion advocate. Martin is also an SDGs ambassador for goals number 5, 8, 10, and 12. So I hope you realize that this time the Kasibi has upgraded. Last time he didn't tell us about the tours, but yeah. We have Martin back this time. I know he covered our session last time, but again today, join me to welcome Martin for this session today. And you can welcome him by reacting with your favorite speaker. Over to you,
You
Martin.
can even just say hi.
Okay, hi, hello, hi.
You can just turn on your camera and you greet
You're
each other.
welcome.
Hi,
I know,
Martin.
Ellen. I've learned a hard lesson. Next time I'm going to write a very brief intro. You're introducing like it's a huge thing.
We want the money. Tell us how to get the money, Martin.
The money, colleagues, the money will come. Hi people, how are you doing? I think it's an interesting evening. We've met before, and you chose fit to invite me again. It's an honor, and I don't take that for granted. Feel free to unmute your microphone to say hello or to. I want us to do. And now, Ellen, if we already started, I want us to do a brief introduction. I don't know if it's the same team that was there last time or it's a different team, but whichever the case is, it doesn't hurt to just know each other.
It's the same
Do you
team,
mind?
Martin. Yeah,
It's the
it's okay.
same
They
team.
can introduce, yeah, but it's the same team.
If it's the same team, if my records serve me well, I think I still have your names where I wrote them. I've decided to use the same exact book I was having on my desk when we met the other time. Let me just look for the names and I'll become like those primary school teacher who say, no, Edin, present. Martin, present. I can't find the names. Where did I write them? Okay, we shall figure them out as we go along. So hopefully you're well, people. I've been given a very huge welcoming introduction, but my name is Lubwama Martin. I am as simple as that. I do love to share knowledge, and I do also, since I get called on to share knowledge often, I do get to love to gather knowledge. So that's a given. If you love to share, you can't you can't escape, making sure you gather, because you cannot give what you do not have. I think that is a common statement. You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot pour from an empty vessel, an empty cup, right? So I encourage you to, if you're not in a very noisy background, you can leave your microphone tentatively open and any ideas pops up as we talk, as we discuss, you can be able to share. You can be able to share with us. I've been given a topic. I don't have slides per se. I have a few guiding images. I'll share the screen later on. But the topic is today is quite very interesting in the current setting. I mean, job skills for the present day job market. That is quite specific. Present day job market. What is that? Means there's a past and there's a present, and definitely there will be a future. So we're not looking at a static kind of job market which is just there and nothing is changing. So I mean, the just interesting bit is that you guys are in the job market and you understand what is going on. I mean, a lot of trends are changing, a lot of things are happening, and this is for the good and sometimes for the disadvantage. So we must leverage whatever it comes with. If it brings an opportunity, we jump along and enjoy it. If it brings a challenge, we enjoy the process of creating and finding a solution. So this is an interesting, sharing. I've been listening to Flavia. I think was it Flavia? I was trying to read the name. Must be Flavia. Thank you very much for the sharing. The last questions you put down for people to write and get to provide answers are really insightful. Like you're really trying to find out, okay, guys, what exactly are we doing here? What are we missing? What are you not talking about? What are you not looking at? Can you go out there and identify it and then go on to explore it? So it was quite insightful. So if we have the same team, do we have any new members to the team, or it's exactly the same? I can see we are not so many. We are about 20 people or less, me excluded. So let's say about 19. Can we do just a round of, you say your first name and what your best skill is? I mean, we're discussing skills. So let's just do a round of introduction. First name and what your best skill is. Everyone, please, anyone, you can open your mic and we start. First name and what your skill is. If you want, you can also open the camera. Can we start? Noelin, you can go. You're still muted, but you can continue. Noelin, you're muted. If you're talking, we can't hear you. Ladies, gentlemen, are you there? I love to have an interactive kind of discussion. Are you there? If anyone is on and active, unmute and let's discuss. So yes, Noelin, what is your best skill?
You said name and skill, right?
Yes. Just first.
I am Noelin, and my skill is
just your best
off
the top.
Pardon?
Off the top, your best. Hey, see? Okay, we give you 2 minutes. We give you 2 minutes to reflect. Next, who is next? 2 minutes to reflect. Who is next?
Hi everyone.
Hmm?
Gloria speaking.
Okay, Gloria, what's your best skill?
My best skill is leadership and interpersonal.
Okay, leadership is your best skill. Okay. Next.
Hello everyone, Lydia here. My favorite skill is resilience.
Resilience. Okay, we shall figure that out as well. Next, guys, let's make it fast. Quick. Next. Anyone? I wanted at least 10 people to do introductions because I don't want to assume people are there when they are not.
I am Flavia.
Flavia, what's your best?
My best skills is presenting my ideas.
Okay.
What I feel about
Okay, presenting. Okay, next. Thank you,
Hi,
Flavia.
people.
Hi.
I'm Noeline. My skill, I have good advocacy skills.
Okay, advocacy is your skill. Okay, good. Next.
Hi everyone, good evening.
Yep.
I'm called Joshua Peresu. My best skill is data analytics and communication.
Data analytics and comms. Next. Yes, go ahead. Next,
Hi.
next.
Hi, everyone.
Yes.
I'm Brenda.
Yes, Brenda.
Yes, my best skills is teamwork and communication.
The best skill is teamwork. Okay, communication. Okay. Next.
Hi everyone,
Clinton.
my name is Marie Patricia. My best skill is creativity and innovation.
Patricia, innovation. Good. Clinton, Catherine, Amy, and Stella. Are you guys there, or we say you're not on the call? Brian has joined us. Felix, Ibraheda, Judith, Hindu Gloria, Max Molindwa.
Hello,
Yes.
I'm Amy Odoch.
Yes, Amy.
Yeah, my favorite skill is communication, specifically writing.
Okay.
Writing skills, yeah, which I am constantly working on to perfect.
Okay, great. Next.
Good evening, everyone. This is
Yes.
Felix. My
Yes,
best skill is business and marketing and business.
marketing. Okay, that's quite a skill. Next. Are we done? I've seen Estella. I've not had Estella. I'm seeing Brenda. I've not had Brenda. I'm seeing Brian Ocheng. I've not had a Brian. I'm seeing Ojwang Samuel Jonathan. Mind you, if you do not participate, I'll assume you're just putting the call there and you're doing your other things. You're not paying attention. Raymond, go on. Yes, Raymond, but you're muted. Eh? Oh, Raymond, you're doing sign, right? Okay. Yes, who is talking now? Juang.
Okay. Good evening.
Lydia. Good evening to you.
Okay, me, I feel my greatest skill is public speaking and writing.
Okay, communication. So the rest of you guys have refused to tell us your skills. So far, I have a few of you, about 12, 13, 14. Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
This is Stella. My best skill is teamwork and communication.
So everyone, thank you, Stella. So from what I see is everyone is very good in communication. Anyone else?
Yes.
We have from Judith. It's saying,
What does
hello
Judith
team,
say?
I am Laura Helder Judith, associate with hearing impairments at Restless Development. My best skill is effective communication. It enables me to blend into professional work environment effectively. Thank you. And from Max is saying, hi, I'm Max. My best skill is data analysis and interpretation.
Okay, guys, this is good. At least we are getting
everyone.
somewhere.
This is
We welcome Raymond. Raymond is supporting with the sign language. Those of you who had not turned on their screens, you can turn on and you'll be able to catch up with Raymond. Now, we're looking at discussing job skills for the present day, market. First of all, let's just reflect and ask ourselves, really, what is a skill? Yeah. I mean, we're talking about skills, but what is it really? What are we trying to talk about? And in my own understanding is a skill. This is just my own understanding. This is your ability to do something with your own, your own capabilities. That is a skill. Then, of course, if you go to Google, if you go to the internet, they'll define a skill as a number of things. It could be ability to do, a certain number of elements. It's your having the capability to complete a task, doing something with precision. They could define it as that. So as we go along, skills do not stand on their own. Of course, here we have to understand that the skill is your ability to do something. So when you're asked what is your best skill, that is like, what is that thing that you feel you do very well? It could be cooking, it could be reading, it could be marketing. Just like Felix is good with marketing. Raymond there, who is I don't know if is it Raymond or Max, the one who's doing sign. That is his skill. He's skilled at sign language. Noeline is very good at, let's say one of her skills, very good at hosting these digital webinars and training sessions. And these are the things we want you to put your best foot forward. We want you to highlight in your life, because once you start looking at, okay, what is my skill? You're on a journey to self-discovery. So you cannot, if you pause and ask yourself, what is my skill? Without thinking, and it's there. You have your answer. Now you know yourself. If you're asked, what is your best skill? And you can't really figure it out in less than 5 seconds, that is still a gap. You need to ascertain yourself. I've had people say, oh, on the journey of finding yourself in life, you have to, try to find yourself and create ways for yourself. I don't think life is about finding yourself. It's rather more of creating yourself. It's like you're a huge piece of block that has arms, but everything else is just a block. So it is now upon you to keep shaping yourself into what you think you would like to be. Yeah. So of course we are shaped by many things, by experiences, by our environments, by the different exposures we get into. But that aside, we need to have a certain framework to shaping ourselves. And this is where skills acquisition comes into play. So now that we know that a skill is, your ability to do something, what is the best way for you to be able to, acquire these skills, and what do skills even, do they stand alone? What do they go with? Yeah. I'm going to try to share my screen. I hope we shall be able to share it with Raymond, the sign language team. I'm going to try to make sure they are both visible. The sign language. Okay, you're spotlighting, and I'll also add another spotlight that we are able to. Okay, so Nolan, if you can, you'll be able to assist people spotlight so that they can be able to see. So I was just trying to show you this slide of what goes along with the knowledge. So with the skills. So to get skills, for starters, you need to accumulate the skills. You need to figure out, how do I get the skill? You must first have knowledge. You must first know, and then you're able to harness that knowledge inside of you so that that knowledge can translate into an ability. It is very nice to know, that, a Teams program enables you to talk to people. That is knowledge. But do you know how to operate the Teams program on your computer? Can you turn it on? Can you call someone on Teams? Can you host a meeting on Teams? Yeah. Or it is very nice to know how a car operates. That is knowledge. You can read and find it. How do you translate that knowledge into skills? You go and you actually go to sit in the car, apply the knowledge, confirm the knowledge that, okay, in the book they say steering wheel is here. It is actually here. Yeah. I don't know how many of you on the call are drivers or are able to drive or ride, whichever is within your convenience. Of course, we are putting in perspective our different disabilities. It could be a limiting, but if you've been able to have a chance to be a driver, you know where it started from. Yeah. You started by trying to understand what a car does. Then later on, you understand how to apply the different knowledge of the car. So we're looking at the knowledge you are supposed to get, and then later confirm that knowledge and translate it into a skill. For example, at work, yeah, they tell you, okay, at this place, we are here. Our business is to make sure that we publish books, we print books, we print. Okay, let me give you the example of maybe where most of you work. We are into the business of manufacturing beverages, yeah, and in manufacturing beverages, we need people who understand packaging, people who understand branding, people who understand quality testing, people who understand scents and sweeteners and the like. We need people who are skilled at knowing and write a good scent, all that. Now, when you're able to tell a good scent from a bad scent, you're able to sweeten a drink at a certain quality, you're able to test the quality, the acidity, the alkalinity of the drinks, you're able to effect packaging that you're able to direct the people in the warehouse that no, these drinks package them like this. Now these ones package them in a box that looks like this. That is a skill. And then you're able to combine the skill that you've got and the knowledge. Yeah. Knowledge comes before the skill. And then after confirming the knowledge, that knowledge is actually demanded and you can do something with it, you turn that into a skill. Now, when you turn that into a skill, you go a notch lower or higher into turning that into abilities. Now, an ability is you're able to make change. You're able to create something. You're able to cause destruction. Yeah, not destruction like destroying, but okay, let me call it disruption. You're able to disrupt. You're able to change. Yeah. So when you walk into a workplace and you stand at the reception, for example, some of you ladies are very good with decorations. You're very good with events. There's a friend of mine. She's called Brenda Bonavana. I don't know if you've heard of her. Noeline must be knowing her. She's very good at events, decoration, setup, the tables, the clothing, the balloons. And she started with knowledge. She was like, okay, so if you combine white and light blue, it looks good. If you combine baby pink with white, it makes the place look nice. If you combine a golden touch with this. So that was knowledge. Then she went on to confirm her knowledge by trying to apply the decoration, maybe in her house or at a friend's place, or by organizing something and it looked nice. So she turned it into an ability. So when she's able to walk into an event and say, guys, I realized those candles, you placed them not in a very good place. Can we place them maybe at the extreme corners and then bring forward the cake and put it in the center? Using your skills that you've gathered over time, you're able to cause the change because you're able to make things happen. And then later on, people look at it and say, those candles are placed very nicely now. They are the corners, they look classic, they are not threatening to burn people or to throw people down. That is the application of a skill. And driving it down to everyday life, to the job market we're looking at, present day job market. The skills we need now are not the same ago. We're going to go through the evolution of skills. Yeah. Now, are you seeking knowledge? You need to do one or two things or more. But first of all, that is very familiar to me is to read. Yeah. On your screen, I've shared my current reads. In a stickler for reading success stories that tell us people's stories that succeeded. So on your screen, those who are able to take a look at it, maybe also Raymond on sign can be able to describe. The first photo is of me holding a book to my face. A friend of mine posted a challenge on her status. She was holding books to her face like week 1, month 2, month 3. So I took this photo. I was reading at the time. I took this photo and I told her, challenge accepted, May, week 1, May. So I'm reading a book titled My Story of Building a Fortune in Africa. The book was written by the late BMK. He's a renowned businessman. He's the owner of BMK Group, BNA Construction, BMK House, Hotel Africana, which I think most of you know, where we go for our conferences and the like. And I'm reading his story. And to bring this to context, as we're looking at the skills of the current the current job market. You're looking at he tells a story from the 70s, the 80s, yeah? And he's looking at the evolution of how he has done business, how he started out. He started out with a simple skill of assisting his father to help with trading, buying products from one place and supplying them into another place. Yeah. The skill was simple. Go out there, look for people who are selling this produce at a low price, get the money you've been given as stock capital, buy some of those produce, put them on the transportation means, bring them to the Masaka city. He was in Masaka city, sell the produce at a profit, keep the profit, repeat the process. Now, are you looking at the skills in the middle there? I want any one of you, is any one of you involved in any kind of trade? Anyone to share, please tell us a bit about what you trade. Anyone? Just open your mic and tell us. Say your name and tell us what you trade. Promote your business, guys. Anyone? Just open your mic. Guys who are good at marketing. Felix, what do you market?
I do perfumes. Oil
Lydia,
perfumes. Right? Flavia.
That's Flavia.
Yeah.
So Flavia, you do oil perfumes and the skill is simple. Go where the stock is sold in bulk. Buy the small, is it 20 milliliter or 30 milliliter, those small portions. Buy them in bulk. Come to people like us who will not want to go to downtown or who are not able to go to downtown. Sell it at a fraction of an extra amount and keep the change. And repeat the process. Keep accumulating the remainder of the change. Yeah. And that is a skill. So anyone else, anyone trades, anyone who trades, and what do you trade in?
Yeah. Yes, good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Again, this is Felix.
Yes, Felix.
Okay.
What do you trade in?
For me, okay, as for now, I'm doing my trading in DK maize, like seedlings called DK, like it is highly on demand right now. So, for example, I buy like one sacket which contains 2 kilograms at 26,000. Then I took it to Karamoja region and like from there I'm selling it at 8,000 a sacket. So that is
the
business I'm doing right now.
Yeah. So the skill is simple. Go, buy low, transport, add value, sell high. Not so? Now, the skill here is simple understanding of solving an existing problem. Now, I may not be structured so much in my presentation, but I'm trying to show you the skills that we're trying to look at. Here, I was referring to the book by BMK. He's showing us the skill of enterprise development. Yes, you are in a job, but don't look at the job you're doing as just a mere job. Look at yourself as part of a bigger enterprise, as part of it. What can you do to improve? Ask questions. What processes are there? Ask questions, be curious, and gather knowledge. Are there policies in place? Read them. Are there adverts that the company has issued? Read them. Are there books and manuals about the company product catalog? Read them, understand them. Yeah. And in this, you might find something and say, I'm seeing a drink here and then another drink here. The other company has a similar drink but doesn't have this. How about if we enter into this market? And in some companies, when you are able to share knowledge about a new product, you are given an opportunity to actually work on the product development of that particular product. And you know what that means? You end up being given the opportunity to earn royalties of the trademarks, trading rights of that product. If you are aggressive and skilled enough, you say, I'm going to develop the product. I am going to see how better we make it. I'm going to see how we shall brand it. And then I will try to also work with the team that is going to market it and sell it. And then you can earn royalties. You can earn commissions from that. So you're not just going to sit in a job as, say, a receptionist or a data analyst, and you do not contribute to the business growth. So try to adopt the skill of learning how to problem probe and then problem solve. Look at the existing things and look at, okay, what could be missing? What am I missing here? What is the company doing? What can I improve? I'll tell you my story when I had just joined the company I was working with in 2017. I mean, just a few months after university. They were a recruitment company, and they had a huge sum of CVs that were just lying there. They didn't know what to do with them. It was very hard to find CVs. They were in boxes. So I told them, guys, we have better ways of doing these things. You cannot be looking for hard copy CVs from boxes. It takes a lot of time and it's tedious. What do we do? Give me a week. Let me get all these so many hundreds of CVs. Let me digitize them. I mean, it's not so hard. So what I did is I got all the CVs, put them together, started the boxes. So I made it a routine for I think 2 weeks. I scanned each and every CV and I named them according to the name of the candidate, their best skill that they have put on the CV, or their trade. For example, I'm a plumber, I'm a driver. And if a driver, I include the permit of classes that the driver has, so that we know if we are looking for a truck driver, we should be looking for CH, CM. A bus driver, we should be looking for DM, DL. I named them like that. Then I categorized them into different folders. We have drivers, we have finance people, we have procurement people, we have construction workers, we have casual workers. And by the end of the month, I had about 16 to 20 folders. Each folder had about between 10 to 20 CVs. Yeah. And every day we would receive more. So I made it a rolling basis that whichever CV comes in, I put it somewhere, and at the end of the week, I scan those on Friday. And by Monday, we have a new batch. And what that helped is I created a folder and made it open to everyone. I pinned the access link to the shared platform where everyone can see it. And everyone was able to access those CVs very easily because it was a recruitment company. That means we had about 5 clients who are always looking for new entrants, new employees. The skill in there for the job market there was I needed to know what the problem is and provide a convenient solution for everyone. Do you get the point there? The problem was simple. There's a bunch of CVs, they're hard to access, they are not very organized. Someone put them together so that even if you remember a candidate's name, that, oh, a candidate called Lubwama, I remember I saw their CV when they brought it. Who knows where their CV is? That question was no longer there. You just go to the platform and search. Even if you just put in the name halfway, Lubwama, it will bring you all the Lubwamas in that, and then you open each of them and you identify the person you want. In less than 5 minutes, you have the candidate, you respond to the client, you supply, and that means more business will come in because you're more efficient now. So the current situation we have in the job market is that people are not thinking about efficiency of their company or their employer. They're only thinking about, I have my entitlements, my rights, my benefits. I must get breakfast at work. You must give me a nice computer. You must give me a phone. You must give me data. You must give me lunch. I must leave on time at 5. You don't call me after work hours. But at the end of the day, what are you building? You are supposed to build your brand, build your skill set within the way you solve problems at work. The more problems you solve, the more skills you build, right? So, I have a number of booklets on your screen. I have the one by BMK about business. I have one called Surrounded by Idiots. I'm a stickler for reading and accumulating knowledge. And also recently, I attended a book launch of a mutual friend of my colleague. The book is called Out of the Woods. It's a book mostly about recovery from bad situations, from debt, from depression. And all these books I'm now juggling to see which one I can read when. But the one for business by Dr. BMK is one which is most interesting because it points out the actual skills that you really need. Yeah. I encourage you to look out for it. So we've talked about skills, knowledge, and abilities. Yeah? Make noise. So I think someone is unmuted, which is okay. So when you look at knowledge, it's the theoretical or the practice or the practical understanding of a subject. Do you understand? You have information. It is acquired through learning or experience. I mean, we've talked about reading, we've talked about access to information, we've talked about watching podcasts. Guys, don't watch a lot of TikTok, eh? Go to YouTube, go to the University of YouTube. Trust me, it is much better than TikTok. Listen to people like Amos Wekesa talk. They're in business. They can inspire you to think deeper than just these TikTok girls dancing around. You listen to people like Vusi, Tembekwai. I don't know how many of you know Vusi. I mean, I'm speaking the popular names, but there are very many other names under there. Yeah. And don't go to these so-called YouTube shorts. They're like TikTok. Don't go to those ones. Go to the long videos, 5, 6, 7 hours, 2 hours long. Listen to a conversation between two people who have achieved something in life. Now, that is the skill of acquiring knowledge, acquiring information. Yeah. Now you go on to develop skills. Yeah. Now, practical or learned behavior turns into skills. Having the baking or cooking skills and practice in baking and skills are more enhanced and developed through practice. Yeah. If you have information and you know how to apply the knowledge you've got, it's good that you start practicing what you've learned. Start where you are with whatever you have. Felix started with seedlings. Flavia started with perfumes to trade. What can you trade? If you really feel you can't trade much, go and buy a pack of sweets for 2,000 shillings. Try to sell those sweets to the people in your place and you see if they'll buy them. What are you trying to do? You're developing a job required skill of identifying a need, of marketing, of selling. Selling is one of those skills that once you have it, you'll never be broke ever in your life. If you're good at communication, that is a very critical skill because it's part of, I mean, selling is like a skill which is like a 5-in-1 or a 4-in-1. With selling, you must understand how to work with people. You must develop the skill of learning how to communicate, how to put your point across without sounding rude, without sounding insensitive, without sounding like you're forcing the person, you're shoving whatever it is you're selling down the throat. Many times why we don't like network marketing people or sales people on the phone is because they seem to be shoving whatever they are selling down your throat. They're not giving you a chance to try to explain yourself. Yeah. They don't even ask you what you would like to do. They just tell you, do you want this? It is this cheap. It is suitable for you. So learn the art of communicating to sell a product. Yeah. So once you learn the communicating to sell a product and you get started to sell, you're building the enterprise skill, which is like a combination of many skills in one, which is a very, very critical skill at the moment because we're all looking out for people who can grow businesses. Yeah. So we go on to look at the ability that you develop out of the skills. Ability is the quality of having, of being able to do something. It is natural or it is inbuilt, and it can be having natural abilities like attention to detail, being audible enough, or it can be acquired, such as reading, such as using a computer. Those abilities that we get later on in life. So a skill is your individual ability to perform a specific task, solve a problem, and do it at a high level of proficiency. So we have different types of skills. The soft skills, which include communication, collaboration, and business relationship building. Then you have the hard skills like you go on to engineering, know how to use equipment and tools, on-job experience, going through education, and you acquire skills like understanding of how let's say how to use wood to make sticks or to make chairs, or hard skills. Then you have transferable skills that you can be able to learn and pass on, and these are learned in between industries or in between the different roles you have. Then you have your personal inbuilt skills like your character. How do you talk to people? How do you act when you're hungry? How do you act when you're mad with someone? Yeah, those are like your character. Sometimes it's very hard to change that one, but you learn to behave a different way over time. Yeah. So it also takes practice. Then your personality. Of course, personality sometimes is inbuilt and you cannot change it. The book I showed you earlier, Surrounded by Idiots, has a description of the 4 characters, the 4 major personality traits: the red, the yellow, the green, and the blue. It is a very interesting book, and it is available for free on YouTube. You can read it, or you can listen to it. It's about 7 hours long. I'm trying to listen to it now. Every time I'm in the car and I'm by myself, I don't listen to Sijui Amapiano or whatever, or Alien Skin. I turn on my books, because at the end of the day, by the time I get out of the traffic, I'm not tired because the traffic is too long. I'm actually utilizing my 1 hour drive home to listen to something. Even if you don't drive, you say, now me, I don't have a car. Where do you want me to listen from? You buy headsets for 3,000 shillings. I'm very sure you can afford 3,000, all of you. At least forego data and buy headsets. Then tomorrow you say, okay, now today I'll use the 3,000 again to buy data. Buy headsets. If you are able to hear, you go to YouTube, find where there is Wi-Fi at work, click download so that it comes to your phone and you don't have to use data every time. Click on download. That feature is there. Let it be downloaded. Keep it on your phone. Go out there, and if you're in a taxi going home, you listen. Even if jam is long, for you, okay, you're learning something. As you go along, don't expose your phone in a taxi, it might get stolen. Plug in, open YouTube, keep your phone under your arms like this, and listen properly. I used to do that before I started driving, and it was good. I remember those days. I think it was about 2018, 2019 is when I listened to The Richest Man in Babylon, The 45 Laws of Power, The 42 Laws of Nature. I listened to quite a number of books, and it became a habit. So build that habit, and that habit helps you to build a skill, because with more information that you gather, you get to have more skills. Guys, I don't know if we're at par. You can unmute your mic and, make a comment or in the chat. Yeah. I don't know if we're at par. I don't know if I'm too fast, but I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope you're able to relate, not just enjoying. I hope you can relate to what I'm trying to put across, so that we make this valuable. Yeah. You're able to relate, and you're able to add value to yourself through this. Yeah. Let's look at the skills. Yes, Brenda is good at decoy solo. Stella says she operates a mobile money, thing business. That means she trades in money. Peter, I think you're laughing at me saying I don't listen to my piano and the like. Yes, because it doesn't add value to me. I have a Friday evening or a Saturday where I go and also, enjoy the so-called sweet melody songs and whatever. Because, of course, you have to enjoy a bit of your life, but not all the time is for enjoying. Yeah. 1 second. So it's an interesting way to look at, gathering skills. You don't just, wait to be given instructions. We all get into that trap of waiting. So as we look at skills, we've looked at I want us to look at the evolution of skills. Yeah. Those who are able to take a look at your screen. Before you, we have different generations and years. Between 1980, we had the workers and the industrial revolution and the factory workers. These are people who are skilled in using tools, in repairing, in kneading, using their hands, in pushing machineries to press wine. The machines for wine processing were not yet mechanical, they were manual. Those were the days. That is 1880 onwards. Then coming down to the 1900s, we started getting automation a little bit. Trains, cars, new skills started evolving, like driving a train, driving a car, making sure you're able to pilot or to pilot planes. The planes started coming in the early 19s. Of course, the World War came. People had to learn how to use guns. Those were the skills needed. They had to learn how to set traps for enemies. Now, the evolution of skills, we are in the industrial manufacturing era, which is a little bit more advanced. Then we are now coming close to the, to the the early 1960s, 70s, 80s, technology evolved. TV stations started, radio was brought forward, telephones came, aeroplanes came. Now skills became a bit more advanced. Learning how to use a telephone. There was a skill known as a switchboard operator. Yeah, like someone had to sit somewhere to direct calls where they're supposed to go. Someone had to sit somewhere to direct cars where they're supposed to go on the road. Someone had to sit somewhere or to stand somewhere to feed coal into the ship as it goes, or to feed firewood, yeah, into the steam engines. You see, those were the skills needed then. So we're evolving. Now come the early, 1980s, 1990s. We are looking at computers coming into the, getting introduced. Typewriters were a thing. People had to go and learn how to typewriter. Not, it was like a keyboard, but you type straight onto the paper. You needed to know not to make a mistake. So people you didn't have a backspace key. You would type and the A is printed instantly. If you type B instead of C, you have to go and put whitewash. Yeah. So people needed to have those skills, how to type. It was actually called typesetting, how to cut papers of letters, how to seal envelopes, how to deliver mail. Someone had to go in vans to deliver mails and packages. Those were the skills for the job market then. Oh, what can you do? I'm able to operate a telephone. Oh, you come. Well, we need people like you. Then there came the early evolution of computers in the early 1990s, 1997. Uganda had the introduction of the computers through the very first company, I think was called Dehez International. They brought computers and computer teachers were in demand. The people who first used computers and learned them, you'd make a fortune. A company would hire you to train their staff on Windows 95, on Windows 98, and it felt like rocket science. People made a lot of money in that. Then there was the trade of, let's say in early 2000s, another skill was introduced, riding borders. In that book of BMK, he talks about his first venture when he brought borders to Kampala. He bought some few borders from Hong Kong and shipped them. I think he bought about 7 of them. He brought them and gave them to a number of people in Kampala along his area of stay. And people were using bicycles by then because the skill required by then was riding a bicycle. Now they had to upgrade and learn a new skill of riding a motorcycle. Yeah. Now they started to learn those small motorcycles of those days. They learned, and then the motorcycles were more efficient. They would ferry more people with less energy. You don't have to cycle a lot. You don't have to use manigach for. Now you just press a button and the engine increases the energy and you carry more people. If you're now fearing to carry people over a certain weight, now you can carry them all. That means you can make more money. That was the new skill. And then borders started rolling out. And then people realized, okay, now we need to learn how to repair them. A new skill was demanded. Can you repair a border? Do you know how it looks like? Do you know how the engine works? Yeah. Then we started getting mechanic shops everywhere. Now that's the evolution of skills. Now fast forward coming to the early 2010s, 2007, 8, 10, up to like maybe 2012, we are in the actual modern age. The social media is here. Do you know how to you remember those days? I think the first days of Facebook, you would go to, they used to even be called internet cafes, and someone who knew how to open up a Facebook page, someone would pay you like 2,000 to open for them. You put their name, you put their picture, you try to look for friends online, you put for them, you look for small. You would even be paid to manage their Facebook account. Every day you log into like 5 accounts and you start looking for people's contacts. You start looking for what is interesting, posting on their behalf. And they would pay you. That was the skill needed. And right now, that skill is still there. It is the digital media managers, content creators, influencers. That is the job market evolution. You're no longer a person who is needed to open a Facebook page. No, you're someone who's now employed to market a product on X, on Instagram. You're someone who knows how to take very nice photos. Some of you have very nice phones, but you only use them for TikTok and Lugambo. Make use of your assets. Make use of that phone. Get it, learn how to take nice photos, go and help people take photos of their products. The people who have very nice products out there, but their excuse is, I don't have a phone, I don't have a good camera. How can I be able to market my things? Look for people like that. Tell them, I'll take for you photos on the phone. I send them to you in high copy. You share them. I'll pass by here every once a week. I take photos for you. You pay me a certain commission. You know, those days we used to have cameramen. When I was still a kid, those 90s, people would walk around with cameras. I don't know if anyone remembers those ages. Or you people, you're saying this guy must be very old. Now, am I very old? So, guys, anyone who remembers the days when, what were the skills demanded then? A cameraman would come with a camera that used to have those plastic films. And the skill then was you needed to now to take a photo and you go and it was called developing it in the studio. And you would wait for a week. On Sunday, he comes back with the photos. That was a skill and he would be paid for that. But now every phone is a camera, and not just a camera, but a huge 50, 20, 30, 15 megapixel camera, very strong 4K iPhone cameras. People don't sleep with your devices. Make sure you're making money with them. Every day your device should make you money, whichever way you want to do it. Start thinking about that skill you need to monetize the skill you have and to monetize the device or the asset that you have. Yeah. So now came the current times when we started having WhatsApp, Instagram. Those days it was Viber before WhatsApp came, and installing on someone's smartphone Viber, WhatsApp, what would get you money. You remember the time when I think in 2021, not 2021, 2016. I think most of you are not yet that so much into the active world. You were still a bit of kids, maybe in high school or so. During elections, in that 2016 elections, the internet was shut off in the morning of that election day. And you know what happened? That very morning, if you walked down to Kampala Road, installing a certain thing called VPN on your phone for you to access the internet was at 50,000 between 7 a.m. to about 9 a.m. Then many people got to learn it. So now they went and reduced it to 30K between like 10 a.m. there to 1 p.m. Then later on in the evening, it became around 20K, 15K. Then later on through the other time when people learned it was 5K, 10K, 5K you could. But imagine the person who woke up that morning and installed VPN app on the phones of like 20 people, each of them giving him 50,000. That was a killing for the day. That person made 1 million shillings that day by just a mere skill, given the information that he knew that if the internet is off and you use VPN, you can be able to connect. In the current stage in your job market, what do you know that if someone asks you to do it for them, they can pay you more than 1 million shillings? Well, to start with me, I know how to sell. So I go wherever I can and I sell. I know how to make people, settled in events and host them and communicate. So I go and conduct the event and be a moderator and be an events host. I can do that and I do that. And someone pays me for it, And then when I feel like, okay, I have a lot of information, I think I can disseminate it, I create courses. I run about 3 courses. The one for health and safety. I run a course on environmental social safeguards and frameworks. But it's a course by the World Bank. I enrolled as a trainer, got that knowledge. So I offer that knowledge and break it down for project managers who want to understand it. I offer learnings in road safety. I offer learnings on communications. These are things that I've learned with knowledge over time. So as you are there, think about yourself. What is that one thing, the skill you have that you can wake up and say, today, I'm going to that place, I will do this, and they'll pay me 100K. Yeah? So that is how I want us to think. Yes, you are working at a job, but let's give it the context of the job. What can you do today that your boss will be justified to say, at the end of June, as we look at the by annual reviews, we shall add you 500K, or we shall add you 200K on your salary. What are those things you can do at your workplace and justifies that? Do you guys do annual performance reviews or maybe monthly performance reviews, given that your program is, I think, 3 months, 6 months? Noelin, are you there, or Flavia, or Lydia, anyone? You can correct me there. How long is the trainee program with UBL or Diageo?
12 months.
How many?
12.
Oh, a full year.
Yeah.
So how often do you guys do your reviews, like trainee appraisal, performance appraisals? How often do you do them?
We mostly do trainings most of the times, but
No. I mean
on
appraisals.
for
Appraisal.
performance.
I don't want to hear
Should
a training only. Don't you have like your supervisor tells you this is what I want you to achieve by the end of the next month, and then you do a performance appraisal of how you've performed? How often do you do those things where they rate how you've performed?
Me
How
personally, I've
often?
not
Comment on
yet
that.
experienced it, but it depends on your line manager. You present to them so far what you have done.
So how much time have you so far done your program? How many months have you spent?
You do it monthly.
So you're doing it monthly. So guys, I want you to go back and look at your appraisals. How have you been appraised? Have you been performing well? Have you been scoring? Have you been? There's someone who said their skill is innovation. Who was that? That was Patricia. So Patricia, Madam Innovation, how many innovations have you given to your boss that at the end of this year, at the end of the half of this year, they will say Patricia deserves a 50% increment in her fees? Patricia, Madam Innovation, how many innovations have you so far looked at? Give us a hint. Patricia, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Yes.
So we initially, since they didn't have like TikTok running very well, so there's the TikTok new. I'm working in Nation Media, so it's a newsroom,
Yes.
just establish setting. So social media, we had how to engage. Like it's not only like giving out information and expecting people to interact with you, but people also want to hear from you. Like make it humane. And I've seen progress on NTV. I realized they had a web series.
They had a
In
what?
the web series, by Ernest Bazanye.
Yes, I know him.
Yes. So they put me there to be the one who illustrates. Like I read the story and then illustrates. Yeah. So I don't know, but I think something happened. It's on hold right now. But I tabled another idea to another editor today. He's a columnist and he's interested in illustrations. So in line with illustrations, I will, when I'm doing something, so maybe art or music or what, I like create like arts, including art. So even when I did a human rights project, I wanted to see how the community understands and represents human rights. So I made people present through art, music, dance, drama. So I always include that. Yeah.
Well
But
done, Patricia. Thank you for sharing.
yeah,
Well, very well done. I mean, at least she said her skill is innovation, and she has proven that actually it is her skill. She's not just saying something just for just. So reflect on you. Anyone else who wants to share briefly before we try to conclude? Anyone else wants to share what they have done in the past few months or weeks at their place of training? Mr. Marketing, what have you improved about the marketing? And then Flavia is on ideation. Okay, Flavia already shared. Joshua is on data analysis. What in new data analysis model have you, come up with as you're working where you are? What kind of data are you dealing with, and what extra skill have you, tried to develop so that it can make you a better person? I mean, we're trying to look at job skills that are, demanded for the current job market. Okay.
All right.
As you share briefly and we go ahead. Go on.
All right. On data analytics, I mainly do financial analysis, and also it has built in more skill in negotiating with clients, and majorly on that, I leverage also learning in big data analytics. Analysis of big data, yeah.
I sense you're reading from ChatGPT. Shame on
So,
you. I sense you're reading from ChatGPT. You're misusing AI. Aren't you reading? You sounded like you're reading, Emmy. Hello. Was that Emmy or Joshua? Okay, anyways, not to I don't know. Some of you may say, okay, Nga, you've not talked about AI. Everyone is talking AI. Guys, I think we are misusing the learning about AI. We are over misusing it. Our current industry, yes, we are going to use AI, but if you're not yet at that level of using AI for business, it is not so much worth it to invest too much time in it. Currently, the AI that we all use is generative. We just generate text, ideas, books, plans, a few diagrams here and there, videos here and there. We have not yet reached a time of real utilizing that AI for direct. Anyway, yeah, it is there. We utilize them for direct sales, direct business ideas. The challenge is if we overstate the importance at the moment, we might get derailed. People don't know how to think about ideas yet. Everything they throw it into AI. And at the end of the day, they even lose the small problem solving, skill that they would have. So guys, don't throw everything you're given to do into AI. Think about it first. Do a simple Google search, old-fashioned Google search. I mean, I can't believe that now we're talking about old-fashioned. Googling is old-fashioned. I can't believe. I mean, do a simple Google search. Look at information from different pages, different websites. Then later, you can then do a quick, ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini or whatever you use. You can try to provoke it and see what ideas it will give you. Try to refine those ideas. Don't copy and paste. Do not get the entire statement as it has been given to you and then you put it there. And also, I need you to go on and learn about generative AI probing. You need to create your prompts properly. So the skill right now that you're looking at learning about AI and how to use it is to properly prompt your AI agent or your AI, whichever platform you're using, to give you results tailored to your particular problem to solve. Yeah. So what you need to do there is you do not just come out of nowhere and you throw things that you've gotten out of ChatGPT without even editing them. And guys, whenever you're asked a simple question that you can answer, do not run to AI to try to think for you. Yes, right now it is the trend to think for you, but you're wasting your brain away. Remember, your brain is like a muscle. If you do not use it, you will lose it. So keep using your brain. Exhaust your ideas in your brain first before you run to AI. Let AI be like a fresh breath, like a more of like a redirection or a fine tuning, not the basis of your thinking. Okay. So, guys, I think we are not trying to. Oh, someone was sharing. I think it's Noeline. 12 months for all the program, 3 times the whole period. And every organization has a different period when they do evaluation. So guys, look at your assessments. See what new ideas. I still have my assessment, I think from 2017, from one of my first workplaces. And I remember there was a question in the assessment that what skills do you possess that you feel you're not fully utilizing in your job? If you were asked that question today, what would you say at your workplace? You could be a great footballer. Feel free and say, I'm not using my skills as a footballer. Or you could be a very great chess master. Tell them, well, I'm a chess master. I don't know what you want to do with that skill, but I have it and I'm willing to use it. You could be a very good, you could be a very good cook. You cook very good stuff and you know how to cook, you know how to prepare recipes. Tell them, well, I'm very good at cooking I'm not utilizing that skill here, but I have it in case you want to use it. You could be very great at planning events, you know, doing decor, and the marketing team is always out there at events, setting up banners, setting out backdrop banners and all that. And you say, guys, I can accommodate, I can accompany them, I can work with them, I can, you know, try to fix a few things. You could be a very good sound guy, like electrician, engineer. Like whenever there's an event, at your home, you're the DJ, you're the lights guy, you're the guy who puts together the speakers, and you see the PA team is always struggling setting up the speakers in the conference room. The mixer is not balancing, the microphone volume is low. Apply that skill. Tell your people that I can do these things. Give me a chance, you know, or support the teams. Just get up and say, guys, I can help you with that. Let me come and do it. And then if you do it and it works, they'll be like, always they'll call on you, and you'll end up going into places that you were not supposed to go into and exposing yourself to good opportunities just because you did a little bit extra than you always had you've had to do. So ask yourself those questions. So as we're still looking at the evolution of the skills, now coming to our era, 2020, 2021, it was all about COVID. Teams, Zoom was a thing. Zoom was the thing. Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, everyone who knew how to install those virtual learning platforms, meetings were held online and all those things. So that was a critical skill. Then come to in trade, there was deliveries, e-services. Jumia made a lot of money during that time. Delivery people made a lot of money to coordinate things of someone doesn't leave their home, but they tell the border guy where to pick what. The border guy brings it, they pay via mobile money, all that. Yeah. So now coming to this age, 2020, 2025, the job demanded skills are many. One of them is being adept with communication gadgets, with technology, because right now, most of the companies, you do not have to do much physical things. You don't have to walk to their office to find out what they do. I mean, something as simple as setting up a WhatsApp business account. Actually, I've just downloaded WhatsApp business yesterday to install on my phone to make sure I now put my business profile on my phone as well. Because there's no reason why I should look very fun, start with thinking about a website. Guys, by the way, the website thing is dying out for small businesses because websites, first of all, they are not engaging. So for every small business that is out there, if they approach you and they want to find a way of, don't tell them that, guys, don't advise them to build a website first. Tell them to build a social media page according to their target market, be it LinkedIn, be it Instagram, be it TikTok. And let them make sure that they always have their contact of WhatsApp on those social media pages. And let them build now a WhatsApp business profile. They put their products there, they put the prices, they put the way to order, they make sure that their WhatsApp is always accessible. They don't spend more than an hour. If you're running a WhatsApp business, you cannot spend more than an hour without checking your phone. Someone will come and ask you, do you have this? Can I get it in the next 30 minutes? Can you deliver? And you want them to wait for a whole 1 hour so that you can respond. The skill of effective and immediate, or not even effective or immediate, but effective and timely communication is a skill that you need to learn. When someone sends you an email, make sure that you understand this email is needed to have a response in the next 10 minutes. Don't take an hour. The business will have gone. I've experienced it twice that there are two famous bookstores. I engaged them. I engaged one. I asked them, oh, do you have this book? Where can I get it? Do you have people who can deliver? WhatsApp, yet they listed the WhatsApp contact on their Twitter page. I went to their Twitter inbox, no one responded. I called the phone, no one picked up. Then I realized I can't rely on these ones. So I jumped onto another. The other one, instead of directing me about the book I want and giving me options, they told me, oh, go to our website and check out the books. I was like, who does this? You have a website so that people can see your books. But if someone comes to your contact, ask them what they want directly and give it to them. Nail that sale. You get the point? So they sent me to their website. I went to their website. I looked. I couldn't find what I want. The website was a bit hard to maneuver. I was like, you know what? Let me leave these guys. So then I texted Aristoc. And immediately, in like 2 minutes, someone responded to me, oh, we don't have this book, but we have this. Do you get the meaning of the response? We do not have this book, but we have this and this and this. This one is at this much, this one is at this much, and this one is at this much. We can deliver to you where you are. Where are you? You get, in less than 5 minutes, I had solved my problem. In less than 10 minutes, I had ordered for the book. In less than 30 minutes, they had delivered the book to me. Then 1 hour later, the first person I called, I talked to, responded, oh, sorry, I'm responding late. I hope our team has assisted you. Meanwhile, a sale, which was very good, has gone. A sale that they would have been able to make about, I think, 50,000 on just one piece of the item I wanted, was gone. So don't be that person. When you look at your social media page, try to make sure that the contact is there in people's faces. It is the first thing they see. And make sure you communicate strategically and effectively. The skill of in-time and strategic communication is very, very demanded now. And being digital savvy with trading and business tools like WhatsApp Business and the like, it's very savvy. It's very demanded. Make sure you have a delivery mechanism right now in business. That is one thing that, I mean, I'm talking a lot about business because I know you're going to leave where you're working right now. Yeah, or you're going to be given a job. But the job is easier to do because you always get instructions. I always encourage people to be enterprising because it is the only sure way, you know? It is the only sure way to accumulate and to be self-reliant and independent. But in your job, apply these skills. Effective communication. When your superior, or your boss, or your supervisor asks for something, give them an option there and then if you have the information. If you don't, give them a timeline. Tell them, I'm not sure about that. Give me 2 minutes. Let me go to so and so and so and so and find out. In this day and era, if they ask you a general knowledge question or a question of something you can find everywhere, I do not, us saying I don't know is no longer an answer. I don't know is officially a wrong answer to many questions. Because in the click of your palms, in a button on your phone, on your computer, you can find the answer. Even if it is someone's contact. I have a colleague recently, they were interested in buying a piece of property, yeah, somewhere, some land. And they were having a problem. They're saying, you know, I have like 5 brokers. They are all disturbing me. They are the ones who are saying I cannot see the owner of the land. I have to go through them. Then I told her, wait, you're buying land, right? That means you've gone and done a search on that land and the actual owners' names have come. Not so? She said, yes. Do you know the owner's full names? She said, yes. Okay. So what is stopping you from looking for the owner? I don't have the owner's number. In this day and era, when you get someone's 2 names, believe me, if that person is a prominent person or is a person who has touched any digital device anywhere and posted anything or shared anything, that person's name and perhaps a contact lead that can lead to their contact is available somewhere. Ask me how. Have you heard of an app called Truecaller? Anyone who has heard of Truecaller, or if you use it, that app, you can just feed in a number and it will give you a name. Or you can just feed in a name and it will give you a profile. What happens to that profile? See the profile. If you want, you can actually buy that information. You can just subscribe, I think, for about $2, which is around 7,000 shillings. If you're going to buy a property worth 50 million, 7,000 shillings is really pocket change. You can buy that information, get the person's number, or get the person's next of kin's number that they have listed somewhere, and you call and talk to them. So knowing digital solutions to your challenges is very, very it's very crucial. I see Hindu Gloria, you're asking, is social media influencing a skill or knowledge? That is a skill, because for you to be able to influence, you're taking action. Remember, we say the skill is you now taking action. That is an ability which is derived from an existing skill after gathering knowledge. You know that as an influencer, I have to be able to market this thing to people. People have to actually share likes and reposts and whatever. So you go on and target that market, push the content to them, interest them in taking part in the content, play with their psychology and with their digital exposure so they can interact with your content and promote it to other people. Now, you've made change, you've made them take action. That means you're no longer just about playing with knowledge, you're applying information to a skill and you're using your ability. Yeah. So, Gloria, that is a skill. If you're skilled at digital media marketing and influencing, that's a skill which can pay you very well. Then I'm seeing Lydia. Much as we may label social media as for an idle disorder, the virtual world is here to stay. Social media, guys, is no longer. You guys, if you really want to know the power of social media, first look at TikTok. Someone shares a video and says, I'm fundraising for my child. They have this and this. Or we have opened up a cause, guys. We want to donate clothes. And you run that TikTok with by 5 groups or 5 platforms on TikTok. Or TikTok has those channel platforms. And you get, if by accident you exceed 100 likes, that thing is going to blow up. And if you've put a means to people communicating to you, to sending you money, you start seeing people sending you messages and sharing, contact. And if you employ an influencer to move that cause for you, look at the recent move which has been done to fundraise money for example, that lady whose house was demolished. Someone ran the thing on Twitter. As long as you're credible on a social media page and they know you, that you're authentic, you're not trying to fleece people of their money. The skill you have of putting information out there and the asset you have of being known as credible and having a following, that can be turned into millions in a matter of minutes. They raised, I think, close to, about 5 million for that lady in less than a day. And they were able to resettle her in a different home, pay her rent for at least 6 months, stock up food, give her some little capital to start something. I think with the 5 million, they paid rent for her in a certain 2-bedroomed place. 2-roomed house with a kitchen, whatever. They bought her some foodstuffs for stock. They gave her some cash to keep her. Then they gave her some more cash to start up something like selling chicken, tomatoes, and the like, so that she's not just there doing nothing. And that was in less than a day on X. That is how much social media is influential. So guys, don't play with social media. It's a huge asset and a huge tool, a huge platform. So this is Lydia. People who pretend to be serious with life, any social media is for idle and disorderly. No, actually, those who are pretending to ignore social media, they will catch up when it's too late. Unless your business entirely doesn't depend on social media. Like for you, you've made it in life in other means. You don't need people in social media. Then you're okay to go. I mean, you could have other sources. But if you're into genuine mainstream business that does not have any government funding that you need to do undercover without people knowing you're on social media, you need social media. Yeah. So, guys, thanks for interaction on the chat. As we try to run down to what we need to. So, of course, 2050 onwards, we're looking at the 2020, 2025 onwards, we're looking at the era of information superhighway, information age. Yeah. So, there's a misconception that people often say that AI is going to replace jobs. The truth is that AI isn't going to replace jobs. It's going to change the skills required to do those jobs. Now that we're talking about skills, the data analytic analyst, that is, who is that? That is Joshua. Don't look at yourself as a data analyst and you think you're very good with Excel. Copilot launched an Excel plugin and someone can just throw figures and numbers in their pie charts and whatever, and then prompt the AI to say, what does this figure, what does the information tell me? And it will summarize for them everything that is critical. If you take it a notch higher and tell it, summarize for me in visual form what this information is all about, it will draw for you a simple graph, a simple flow chart, a simple data metric. And that means your job as a data analyst, you're no longer supposed to be doing that now. Now you're supposed to be understanding, how do I use this AI to make sure I do my job better? Add in more to your skill. AI is not taking your job. It's ideally requiring you to do much better to make sure that you're not just doing exactly what AI can do. Yeah. So Understanding and learning the use of AI is critical, but let's not misuse it. Let's try to make sure we are working along what AI is doing. Yeah. So the future is not really about us versus the humans versus the machines or versus the AI. It's really about how humans and machines can work together to create a new era of productivity and innovation. So just like Patricia was looking at innovation as her skill, how are you able to use machines, softwares, systems where you are? How are you able to utilize all those systems to make sure that your job is better and well done? Yeah. So we have another very important skill for business or for as you grow. It's the networking skill. I want us to conclude. Networking is a very, very interesting dynamic. I mean, it's the complete, it's the complete what should I call it? It's the actual base of how social media works. Social media exposes you to 1,000 people in a blink of an eye. Once you join, I'm part of a number of WhatsApp groups. Actually, it's now too much, but now I use them for marketing my services as well. You realize that actually in your phone, if you look at your WhatsApp, you know more than 20,000 people. Do you know how huge that is? More than 20,000 people. I mean, it might sound so outrageous, but let me break it down for you. If you are part of not less than 10 WhatsApp groups, of which each WhatsApp group has not less than 200 people, yeah? 200 people, multiply that by 10. That is 2,000 people you know already. 2,000 whom you have direct access to. You can call them and say, come at this place, we meet for a coffee, and they actually come. Or they tell you where they are and you go there. That is, even if you just walk up one day and say, I want to market my product, I don't know where to start, pick up your phone, go to one of your WhatsApp groups that you're very active in, just start by calling one by one people that you've not talked to in the last 3 months. Call one by one. Even if you just send a WhatsApp text. That is the first level of marketing and networking. So networking involves building relationships. It looks at leveraging influential connections that you have. You could have the network admin or the group admin of that group is influential. Use that person. Yeah. Position yourself and always indicate, position doesn't always indicate the influence, but when you position yourself well, you can be able to tap into, unfathomable opportunities in the people that you know. So make sure that you improve your texting skills, emailing skills, even calling skills, cold calling. Go and attend a cold calling course on YouTube, free of charge. Just listen to how people call people they don't know and how they tell them about what they want to tell them. You will learn a few things. Yeah. Improve your efforts, focus them on what you want to do. Of course, you have to keep in contact with the people that you establish a relationship with. Don't be a one-hit wonder. You text me today asking about something, and then the next time you text me is you're asking about another thing. The next time you're texting me, you're asking for direction. Don't be that person who is always just asking. Keep in contact. Yeah. Identify maybe about 100 contacts that you need on a regular, and keep engaging those people. Share with them information that is relevant to all of them or to each of them specifically. Look at their statuses. Share a message or to share a hi, or oh, this is nice, or this reminded me of this on their status, just to keep in touch. Yeah. Then go in with quite, not just no expectations, but with managed expectations. Someone may be sick at the time and you call and they say, I can't talk right now. Don't think they are rude. You've got them at a bad time, and try to understand maybe from their point of view. Yeah. Work on your communication skills. This is very important. How do you talk to people? How do you text? How do you express yourself? Yeah. So I hope you're all listening to this. I mean, I want you to go and list down the number of WhatsApp groups that you're part of. Yeah. How many of you are in at least not less than 5 WhatsApp groups? Just say me, or just put it in the chat. Yeah. How many of you are in not less than 5 WhatsApp groups? That is your social capital there. Start there. Start with those ones. And if it's looking for a job, those are your first people you start with. If you realize they're not helping, extend. I have a huge network of very many active WhatsApp groups. So if you're really looking for, say, hey, guy, do you have any WhatsApp groups, say, of engineers? Do you have any WhatsApp groups of miners? Do you have any WhatsApp group of a marketing, marketing teams? Do you know of any WhatsApp group of people who are in the energy industry? Just let me know and we can be able to find some, because I realize, let me see how many groups I have here. I have disability inclusion, I have the QHSC team, I have successful engineers, USCMP, infotech technologists, drivers training program, what was that? JF fraternity, SDGs promotion, football lovers, Tinder. These are like groups of gamers and footballer people, strategic planning enthusiasts, PMP, Uganda. These are project management people. Let me see. Enterprise building Uganda, private sector foundation Uganda, non-profit foundation trainings in Uganda. These are so many groups, strategic engagements Uganda, career buildings, human resource managers association, jobs connect Uganda. These are so many things that some of them I'm no longer using them so much, but at least I keep them there so that in case I need someone at some day, I mean, I'm a salesperson and I could need a contact at any one particular point. So I don't usually exit groups. I keep on archiving them. Yeah. So I try to make sure that I don't lose contact, but I just keep, somewhere. As we try to finish up, I want us to understand networking from, you can network anywhere. You have to keep the conversation fresh and interesting. Every time you're talking to someone, try to share information that is, try to look. These days, we are very much gifted with the internet. You must have the skill. Now, another skill that you need to have for the current job market is the skill of looking for and finding information in whichever form, be it printed, be it online, be it from people. Yeah. Once you get a name of something and you connect it to a person and you're able to get a contact, that is a completed cycle. You have unlimited resources to get information about that thing. If you're looking for a miner in Chirembe right now, I can get you a miner in Chirembe in less than an hour. However deep they are. I can get you a miner if you're looking for someone at Uganda Airlines, I can get you someone at Uganda Airlines in less than an hour. If you're looking for someone in Guangzhou in China right now, I know who to talk to, who can lead me to a lead who is in China, who can get me to someone in Guangzhou. That is, you need to make sure that whatever field you're in, you have the skill of looking for and finding information. Yeah. And you need to have the skill of also keeping and propagating, updating that information. Don't sit there with a contact list of clients of over 5 years. Update those contacts. Call them after like 6 months to find out, is this phone still on? Is this person still the managing director of this company? Is this person still the PR person of this company? Refresh your contact list as often as you can. Yeah. That is one way of keeping in touch. Yeah. Go on and, if you find that the best part about being in a relationship is that whatever you put in comes back to you. If you're able to support people, assist people when they need help, it will come back to you. Yeah. No matter which method you use, following up your networking is always crucial, because if you leave conversations and relationships hanging, you'll be either labeled unserious or a quitter or a user. So try to make sure you follow up on your relationships and your networking. Then communicating your message means giving the credibility, gaining the credibility that is best accompanied by substance and not just the style that you have. Try to be credible, try to communicate facts, avoid sharing these useless links of the government of Uganda is offering 50,000 shillings to the first 10 people. Those things have gotten you hacked in your WhatsApp. Avoid such scams, avoid such, platforms. So the other skill you need to have is to look at information and try to understand and analyze which information is factual, which information is false. That is fact checking. There's a new system that is also AI aided on social media now called community notes. I think it's on X, where if you come and tweet nonsense and accuse people of things that they have not done, community notes will do what they call okulabisa. It will show people that this one is lying, this one is sharing fake things. So be careful and develop the skill to see through foolproof. Be foolproof now. See through any information that people are sharing and is useless and it's bogus. You know, someone can, like, there was a circulating image of a bridge right after Rajiv's death. Rajiv, the son to Sudhir, who died in an accident. There was a circulating image of a bridge, and people started saying that is Chengera, that is the Northern Bypass, that is the expressway. Here, the bridge is somewhere in Igbo region in Nigeria. And it took people about a few days, and they said, but guys, look at the other car in the corner. That is not a Ugandan number plate. That car is not from here. They went and looked for the image. And there's even Google Lens. I think on every smartphone, there's that feature of Google Lens. You can actually search a photo and find out on the internet where that photo is from. Yeah. If the photo has been downloaded, it will show you where that photo has come from. So be savvy with the tools that can help you to look for and verify the authenticity of information. It is a crucial tool. It is a crucial skill, because your boss you'll take something to your boss and say, you see, they have said there's someone who is doing this. Can we give them this program? And they look at it. Then for them, they go and do their research and say, this person you're giving me is actually, this is an old post. This is a post this is an old thing which was done in 2021. And before you escalate something, go on and fact check. Go on and verify authenticity. Yeah. I think our sign language interpreter is having a few network challenges. I see the network keeps freezing him. I hope he has noticed and is able to update his audience that right now you're on, but sometimes you freeze, sometimes I think you've frozen a bit sometime. Yeah, but you'll be able to, it freezes for a few seconds and comes back on. So just be aware of that. And in case your people also, yeah, but you are a bit shaky still, even when you talk. So just be aware and update your audience that, guys, you might see disconnectedness. So they're aware. So as we conclude, guys, if you look at your screen, there's a famous, I've listened to a number of interviews from a renowned gentleman called Amos Wekesa. I don't know how many of you have taken interest in listening to his story and learning from him. He's a very, very good source, not just in tourism. He's known, yes, for tourism, but he's doing a lot of business in transportation, in export and import, in tourism, in construction, because he has built a number of lodges and facilities. He has a very clear formula as we conclude that for you to build wealth, you must have, first of all, skill. Learn something that you can actually exchange for value. Yeah. When you exchange that skill for value, and now you get to apply it. Now, when you learn when you get the skill, now confirm the skill by testing it out, practice, apply it. If you say you're a good speaker, try to practice from your colleagues. Speak before them, tell them a story, try to make them laugh. If you say you're a good coach, get your friends, enroll them in a sample small program. They don't need to pay for it. Or for you to make them feel value. Tell them, I got a new certification program. You guys come, I take you through. Me, I have a discount. They come. Yeah. Try and see if your skill works. Then once you qualify that your skill actually can be exchanged for value, go out there and network intensively. Now, when you network, the network opens up a community which allows you to apply that skill in solving their problem in exchange for value, either for money or for exposure or for relationships or for resources. It may not be exactly money, but resources. Someone can give you fuel instead of money. Someone can give you food for a week instead of money. Someone can give you free transportation every day instead of physical cash. Yeah. So once you are able to do that, the resource inflows will lead you to wealth. And that is now you creating a solid foundation for you to gain good resources. And it is just a matter of you doing that cycle again and again as you improve at each step. Once you master one area, try to find a way to automate it, hire people to do it for you, train them, pass them on, go into the next. So that is how you're going to create multiple streams of income. Now, also at your job, as you're doing this, master the skill. Yeah. Once you master your skill, replicate this skill and apply it to your teams where your job requires you to. Then once you apply it to your team and it works, network widely in the company if you can. At company events, at meetings, don't be the quiet person seated in the corner doing nothing on your phone and silent. No. Show people that actually there is a skill here I can offer you. There is a product here, there is service here, there is value I can add to you. Once you're able to open up those networks in your workplace, now go on to just refine that cycle and keep doing it. Now, that is an assurance that you will never run out of ideas and you'll never run out of resources and monies. You might be broke for a few minutes, a few moments, a few days, a few weeks, but there is always a difference between someone who is broke now, but they're expecting money anytime from like 3 people. And then there's a difference between someone who is broke now and they don't even know where to start to expect money from. They don't even know what to do to get money. Yeah. And that is not a situation you want to be in ever. So please gain skills, apply those skills. First of all, look for knowledge, get the knowledge, apply the skills, confirm your skills, go out there and network, offer the services that you've gotten and the goods and services you're exchanging for the skill, and build value around yourself. So guys, I know we've talked a lot. I may not have answered all your questions in the presentation way or in the way I've talked, but let's ask some questions in a few minutes. I don't know how many minutes we have left, Noel, and you can give us 2-3 minutes for some questions, and then we are able to conclude. Noel, you're there? Or Flavia?
We can do that 2-3 questions and go.
Let's do 1, 2, 3 questions and we'll move. You can put them in the chat and then we read them. Let me see what's in the chat. Any questions have come to you, Noeline? You can spill. Send something here. How about creating business cards, Lydia? Business cards. Business cards are a good thing, but the problem with business cards is people often misplace them. So I have another idea for business cards. Now we know that there's one thing that everyone carries with them every day and they never leave it anywhere. It is a phone. Do we agree? Guys, now you can unmute your microphones and we talk openly, guys. Unmute, you can turn on your camera. Let's have a conversation as we ask questions, if you can.
We do agree.
Business cards, rather, we've found out that right now, everyone strives to carry their phone wherever they go. They don't leave it. It is the one device that is similar to underwear or to shoes that you never leave anywhere. Not so? So instead of printing a business card, which someone has to struggle to, to keep it in a business card holder, design a flyer. Design a digital flyer. If that person has a smartphone, insist on getting either WhatsApp number or whatever, send them that flyer. Make sure there's what we call a digital business cards. In your phone, when you go to your contacts, to contacts, those who have been able to activate them. I don't know how to share this here, but maybe I'll share my screen on, let me actually stop sharing. And also turn off camera. Let me see if I can be able to share from my phone. When you go to your contacts, there is a place where you can set to share, what's it called? Trying to look for the sharing feature on phone here. To create a digital business card, that part, okay, that part is under your contacts. Okay, let me share my screen. Perfect. My screen is there. So as you're seeing the screen there on my phone, I'm trying to show you exactly where to create the contacts bit from. So when you come to your dial pad and you come to contacts here, there's this part up here, my profile, you know, up here. Yeah. Now, if I tap on Lubwama Martin, it will bring up that QR code. Are you seeing it? And then below the QR code, you have my emails, my phone numbers, and some other information. So when someone comes and scans, if anyone is there, you can scan that QR code on your screen. It will give you my profile. It will give you my number. It will give you a lot of things. Yeah, I hope it does that. Let me try to test it here and see. It will give you a lot of that, and you can create that on your phone for free, so that everywhere you go, if someone does not have their phone cannot be able to properly share. 1 second. If someone does not have the ability for their phone to be able to scan a QR code, you can just give them your number, give them your WhatsApp number, and let them save it. And also you save theirs. Let me try to show you as I scan it here. Let me go to my camera. My camera is there. Let me open the screen where it is. There it is. Let me try to scan it and see if the phone will see it. To see if it will be able to. I've taken a photo of it. So if I scan it here, let's do this again. Go to my camera. Some of you have very strong smartphones. See that? Are you able to see that? You see how my phone is showing me that little pop-up? So I tap on show options. Yeah. Oh, where has it gone? Let me try to do this again. Let me scan again. There you go. So I tap here on the number and it opens up the details of what is contained in the QR code. So those are the details contained in the QR code. That is my name, my phone number, and email address. So you just click save and it's saved directly to your phone. And you also make sure that up here, you enable it to back up to your account, your Gmail or whatever. So that even if you lose the phone, you don't lose your contacts. Losing contacts in this day and era is for people who don't know how to use their smartphones. Yeah. So guys, these are some of the things that we can be able to do with our phones instead of printing expensive business cards or going on to try to find a way of buying the business cards, and you go to graphic designs. Now the graphic designs people, you see that see, I want to stop sharing here. Okay. I'll try to just, oh, okay, it's there, I've seen it. So the graphic designs people, it's no longer about designing business cards. Now you need to evolve and get another way to share whatever it is, to create something, design digital, flyers that people can use, yeah, and people can share. So I think you get your answer there, Lydia. Then, a QR code. Okay, I've just showed you the QR code. So I think that is, guys, I'm seeing no questions. I don't know if you guys have been attentive or you've not been enchanted by what we've discussed. But all in all, guys, I hope you've picked a thing or two in this. Noel, I've shared with you a QR code. I don't know how many of you took a screenshot of it or who saved the number. Those who saved the number, please come to my inbox, ask whatever it is that you're concerned about, and we can always find solutions. So Noelin, over to you. I think we've first spent our time. Allow me to hand over to you so you can be able to conclude.
Okay, thanks, Martin. You've not been alone. We've been there, just that, when reality is hitting for real, and you have self-reflection, things to do, personal checks to do, you don't tend to speak out aloud.
Just a moment. I need 1-2 people to just share with me their to-do list from this talk. What have you put down? I can start with you, Noelin. What have you put down on your to-do that you need to do starting from today or tomorrow?
It's one,
Just 3 things that you're comfortable to share with us.
comfortable is the key word. One, I need to I'm now scrolling, comfortable, not comfortable. Enterprising my skills.
Yeah, true.
Yes, because I've just been doing it for charity and just that. That's one.
Enterprise.
Yes. And then two, I think I'm going to, okay, I had it, but I've been procrastinating for long. Previously, I had a thing where I would read a book for a year. But then this year, I downloaded books, and I think I only read in January. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now download the audio version and listen to them in
I was going to tell
Jam.
you to try that because reading
Yes.
takes time and effort. Well, listening
Yes.
doesn't take much effort, but it gives you the same effect as reading. So
Oh, yeah.
what you do on your way home, instead of scrolling through your phone in the car, in the taxi, even sometimes afraid that thieves will steal it. So you just sit there
We
and keep
drive,
quiet,
Martin, we drive.
whatever. Even
Yes.
in jam,
It's okay.
So instead of just sitting there quiet, waiting for the taxi or for your driver or your Uber or whatever to get home, plug in your headsets. There are 3,000 shillings at Chinatown. Yeah?
Yes.
Invest in a pair of headsets of 3,000 shillings. Yeah? If you want, I can donate.
Please donate.
You say, me, I want to read, I want to listen, but I don't have headsets. I'll donate for you like 5 pairs. You distribute to those who want. They listen so that they can be able to get knowledge. Yeah?
Yes.
So yeah, thanks for sharing.
Actually, the third one is I'd plan to share a monthly tracker for the KPIs for the associates, but then I think somehow gotten swamped up in something else. So I'm going to be sharing. So those are my 3 that I'm comfortable sharing.
Share the monthly tracker so that people are challenged. If people don't feel challenged, they will not grow. There is a very, I don't like quotations and sayings. They sound motivational speakerish, but there's a good quote that change and growth always comes in the form of anxiety, of fear, of it's never comfortable. Growth has never been comfortable. If you feel so comfortable in a certain place that you're supposed to be growing, but you feel comfortable, trust me, there's something wrong. Growth is always uncomfortable. Growth is very agitating. Growth is, you face a lot of not knowing. You feel you don't know. Growth comes with fear and comes with anxiety in most of the times, but that is just for a split second. The moment you settle into it, it feels so empowering. It feels so refreshing. So yeah. As we go ahead, Noel, are we good to go now? Anyone else to share what they have learned? You guys, no one has learned it. No one has put a to-do list. Oh, by the way, I left you guys an assignment. How many people downloaded the book and how many people downloaded the audio of 2 books that I left? Noeline, did you keep track? Noeline, did you keep track? I shared 2 books. Well, actually, I shared, yes, 2 books and 2 audio books. Okay, 2 books, both in audio and what? Both in audio and in hard copy, rather in soft copy. Did anyone read? Anyone in the audience, at least if you did the bare minimum of opening the folder, unmute your mic and say, at least me, I saw them, but I didn't get the time to download. Just unmute.
At least I saw and shared with colleagues.
So colleagues, they shared with you. Who of you at least did the bare minimum of looking at them? No, in the next time I'm coming, I'm going to charge you Heidi because it looks like I just be here shouting. I'm going to ask management to make sure my fee is a professional fee. So that I know that even if people have not learned,
People have downloaded only that they're in jam, what they can't unmute and speak.
Even in the chat, they can't put. I will download tomorrow. Okay, someone says my to-do list is utilize the current digital resources, make use of digital platforms like WhatsApp, and someone says and is in night shift. Oh, okay. My colleague wants to use the desktop and is in night shift. Okay, Stella, we understand. Thank you very much. So guys, I don't want to delay you further. It's already 7. So Noeline, you can conclude.
All right, guys, thank you for
I think you have someone with a repeat microphone next to you.
I hope it's now off. Okay, once again, Martin, thank you very much for sharing your time and resource. And just know you're such an interesting facilitator. You make us to think about that thing, and we don't be having what to say in that moment, but our brains be working towards action. Thank you so much for always availing yourself to share this. And can you kindly work on Sorry about that feedback. I'm sharing a space.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
still at office. Sorry about that.
So am I.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much. And then the rest, I'm going to come to speak in your inbox. But members, thank you for taking part in this. I call it self-reflection because this one is real hands-on. Each person has something to either reflect upon or a to-do list, I believe, from A to Z. So Brian is going to be sharing with us either QR code or a link for which we should share our feedback. This time the feedback should be very personalized because this one it's not, but it is very life transforming. How we need the details of all that so that we can track progress, so that we can also share this with Martin and he's able to assess how impactful these sessions are and know our areas of weakness or areas of further improvement so that next time he can focus on that. Guys, growth is a must. At this juncture, I just want to appreciate everyone and to say good night. It's getting late. Let's get home. Reach home safe. Please download the other books I shared, that Martin shared through me, and make them useful. Good night.
Good night, people.
Thank you so much, Raymond, on the signs. Good night.
You're welcome. Good night.